People, hold on to your seats, for the truth is going to be revealed with more force than a famous person's career following a controversial tweet. Is Yandy truly the model of loyalty that we have all been taught? Or does she have a nasty little secret like any other reality TV queen? Of all people, Jasmine recently revealed something shocking that will make you reevaluate all you believed to be true about this power couple. Mendeecees and Yandy, you're correct. The romance of a fairy tale. The couple who have endured a great deal together. Yes, as it happens, it's not as flawless as they claimed. Jasmine just revealed Yandy's covert London affair in a move that is upending the core of their partnership. It's not just any secret either. It's juicy. I understand your thoughts now. No, not Yandy. Not the woman who supported him during all those visits to the prison. What if I told you, however, that the truth was far more repulsive than a drugged-out reality star's outburst? Mine says, get this. Let's just say that the news didn't sit well with him. Who would, after all, discover that their significant other has been leading a second life? Jasmine's expose is going to tear through their story like a nasty breakup tweet, so stay tuned. What comes next is something you won't want to miss. It's out, and it's more significant than the most recent Kardashian split. You're going to hear something that will break your heart. Yandy Smith looks like a porcelain doll that was dropped from the Empire State Building in your picture. After today, you may wish to reevaluate your perception of Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris, so let's begin with a brief recap of their identities. The so-called hip-hop and love dream team. Always the image of love and devotion, isn't it? They had experienced emotional upheavals, jail visits, and drug allegations that led you to assume their bond was indestructible. But you know what? Perhaps that bond is even more phony than those Instagram filters. Yes, folks, this is more than simply a story about a failed romance. This is the breakdown of the idealized portrayal of the most resilient relationship on reality TV. Let's now discuss Jasmine Blue. You do recall her? The other woman is constantly lurking in the background, giving clues, and stepping in when it suits her to stir things up. This time, however, she is displaying rather than hinting. The bomb that Jasmine dropped is poised to detonate throughout Yandy's meticulously constructed universe. We're discussing a covert affair, a night in London, and the scandal that will leave Mendeecees completely devastated on an emotional and mental level. Let's go back to when Jasmine revealed everything on her social media livestream. Without holding back, she laid it out. Jasmine claims that, contrary to what everyone has been told, Yandy's journey to London was not for a romantic retreat with Mendeecees. No, the weekend wasn't cute and cozy. It was a covert rendezvous with nobody else except her former partner. Yes, exactly. Although not with Mendeecees, Yandy was in London. God knows what she was doing with someone else there. Oh no. The icing on the cake for this whole wonderful story is that Jasmine demonstrated it rather than merely saying it. Receipts, photos, chats, and even video evidence of Yandy and her ex-boyfriend sharing a hotel room, having supper, and laughing like everything was okay were all dropped by Jasmine. Not only is that harmful, but it can ruin your career. I mean, didn't Yandy's reputation as the loving mother and wife suddenly fall apart? Jasmine takes things a step further just when we thought the situation couldn't get much worse. She said Yandy was attempting to hide it. As said by Jasmine, Yandy did more than simply cheat and cover it up. In addition, she gaslighted 101 people by lying to Mendeecees about the whole situation. According to Jasmine, even when Mendeecees learned about the affair, Yandy not only concealed it, but also went to considerable measures to conceal it. That is a really high level of deception. But wait, things will improve. After one betrayal, Jasmine revealed yet another shocking revelation. In reality, Yandy was sneaking around behind his back with someone who was no longer in her life, but Mendeecees was unaware of this because he believed Yandy was taking a romantic trip for his birthday. Jasmine also asserts that Yandy's ex was more than a passing romantic interest. She still felt a strong emotional connection to him. This wasn't a bedside table. This was an intensely emotional situation. Let's now discuss Mendeecees. I'm sure you already know where this is going. The man is in ruins. Yandy was the one thing Mendeecees believed he had. Her loyalty was the one thing he consistently stood up for. And now he's left to piece together a heartbreaking reality. While his wife has been concealing this massive betrayal, he has been living under the false impression that she is by his side. To say it is heartbreaking would be an understatement. When Mendeecees finally realized the truth, how did he respond? You can only speculate. He first entered a state of denial. This can't possibly be true, can it? Not after spending so many years together. Not with all the public backing they've given each other. Mendeecees, however, was taken aback when the receipts began to pour in with pictures, text conversations, and even a video clip of Yandy and her ex. The man sobbed and lost it. After supporting his wife for so long, what type of man wouldn't discover that she has been concealing this betrayal? To say it is heartbreaking would be an understatement. Mendeecees steps aside just when you think this drama can't get any more dramatic. He makes an effort to comprehend everything, but the agony is too great. He's coping with more than simply an infidelity scandal. He is coping with the betrayal of a trusted individual. Even worse, the person has been lying. To him, always playing with his trust. The affair isn't the only thing killing him. It is the dishonesty, the disdain, and the treachery from someone he believed he would never question. The public's response is equally ruthless. Fans are taken aback. While some are upset with Yandy for lying, others feel sorry for Mendeecees because they know how terrible it must be to be caught off guard by this. Here's the real kicker, though. There is division in the internet community. While some continue to support Yandy, arguing that she was misunderstood, others are demanding that Mendeecees leave. Some even contend that Mendeecees is finally realizing his mistake of being too forgiving with Yandy in the past. People are taking sides and expressing their opinions in a social media frenzy over the entire scenario. Verdicts. Let's dissect everything, shall we? Jasmine's shocking revelation wasn't merely an impromptu remark on a reality TV program. For Yandy and Mendeecees, it was a well-calculated nuclear explosion. What about the fallout? Oh, it's crazy. What occurs when the public learns about a dark secret? Well, like a house of cards on a windy day, Yandy's flawless image, the one she had worked so hard to create, came tumbling down. Let's examine the receipts for a bit. And I'm not simply referring to text messages when I mention receipts. Jasmine didn't merely post a few innocuous text screenshots. No, she arrived ready. But let's get to the actual tea. She had voice memos, videos, and pictures that nearly shouted, "I'm not lying." The images were especially incriminating. In what appeared to be an upscale hotel, Jasmine shared pictures of Yandy and her ex laughing, relaxing, and getting far too cozy. Come on, who doesn't take intimate photos like these? That supper isn't casual. It's a passionate rendezvous. Now the internet wasted no time at all, being the untamed beast that it is. Twitter lost its mind. Screen grabs were all over Instagram, and Yandy's London affair memes went viral more quickly than wildfire. Some were astonished, while others were utterly repulsed, and everyone else was enjoying some popcorn while they watched the scenario play out. The problem with controversies like these, though, is this. Both the finest and worst in individuals are brought out by them. Those who are loyal to her, known as Team Yandy, are fighting back with all of their might. The Mendeecees squad, on the other hand, is made up of people who are shocked that their favorite reality TV couple is burning up in front of them. Let's discuss the response from the general people. Something like that would make you wonder about humanity. More quickly than a high-speed chase, people choose sides. She's been through so much. She's been there for Mendeecees and now this. It's all just a misunderstanding, said those on Team Yandy defending her. Others argued that Jasmine was merely attempting to influence the chase. They contended that since Yandy is not flawless, does it imply that her private life should be made public? They acknowledged that she had erred, but does that justify the public beating she was receiving? However, Team Mendeecees was not amenable to it. They were furious. Some of them questioned whether Yandy had been posing as the devoted wife for the cameras all these years. Who is to know what has been happening behind closed doors, after all? The supporters of Mendeecees felt deceived not only by Yandy, but also by everything she stood for. The devotion, the encouragement, and the idealized portrayal of their relationship. Mendeecees was once the most adored husband on reality TV. To a man who has been let down by the one person who ought to have supported him. Yandy was the target of a rapid, harsh, and relentless public backlash. Then there were the unexpected turns. However, Jasmine had no intention of letting this go unchecked. She kept the fire going by releasing an increasing number of recordings, receipts, and other proof that made it impossible for anyone to ignore. The internet began to circulate screenshots of messages that Yandy had exchanged with her ex. These texts weren't only amorous. They were assurances. These were plans, and I'm not referring to, "oh, I'll call you later," ambitious plans. Not simply a casual slip-up, but the kind of chats you have when you're already planning a covert affair. Assurances that Mendeecees will eventually leave the image, and they could be together at last. The kicker is this. The photos and remarks weren't the only things that got people talking. Oh no, they were motivated by emotion. The audacity, huh? Jasmine went live once more to reveal how Yandy's ex had been messaging her every day, offering to meet her in London and claiming that Yandy had been lying to Mendeecees by saying things like, "He doesn't deserve you. I wish you would have chosen me instead of him." To state it while concealing it at the same time. It resembles an unexpected plot twist from a reality show, but this one is real and taking place in front of you. In the midst of all of this, the public began to view Mendeecees in a different light. Some followers continued to support him, but others began to doubt his decisions. Did he truly have blindness? Was he simply too innocent to notice what was going on right in front of him? Some even began to imply that Mendeecees knew more than he was disclosing and was even complicit. Was the affair a distraction from his own dubious actions, or was he concealing something of his own? It's one thing to think that Yandy was the victim of a miscommunication, but when you actually examine the receipts, the reality becomes clear. They were calculated actions. Nobody makes mistakes that frequently without a secret motive. People were curious about how long this had been going on, especially because Jasmine was acting as the whistleblower in this case. What has Yandy been hiding somewhere else? Is this scandal just the beginning? Let's now discuss Mendeecees' breakdown. The affair wasn't the only thing involved. The treachery wasn't the only thing at stake. It was Mendeecees' unwavering support and defense of Yandy in interviews, as well as the fact that she had always stood up for the world to see. But he was left to pick up the pieces by himself when the truth eventually hit him. Imagine the heartbreaking realization that the person you have put all your trust in, the one who promised to always be there for you, has been covertly leading a double life. That type of sadness strikes in a unique way. Additionally, this breakdown was made public. It was uncooked. Mendeecees maintained her composure for more than just the cameras. He was unable to. His eyes were filled with hurt, rage, and the awareness that everything in his universe had been upended. The man who had been the rock of his relationship and was renowned for his strength was now utterly broken, all due to a secret he was unaware of. The crowd was moved to tears by his performance, but they were also left wondering how much more there was to this tale. It gets juicy at this point. The controversy is only beginning, and everything that stands in its way is going to be destroyed by the aftermath. You won't want to miss this, I promise. The bombshell has now been dropped. The invoices have been released and Mendeecees is utterly devastated. However, what occurs once the truth is revealed? This goes beyond a simple scandal. The fallout is the issue. And believe me when I say that the drama that is about to break out is so terrible that it could ruin Yandy's and Mendeecees' jobs and ruin their entire public image in addition to endangering their future. Are you prepared for this? Let's begin with the fallout. Once standing triumphantly next to Yandy, Mendeecees is now a broken man. His wife's betrayal isn't the only thing he's coping with. He is enduring the humiliation of being a victim of deceit in public. Fans aren't holding back and the internet is brutal. Platforms for social media are rife with discussions, memes, and remarks, with Mendeecees at its core. Questions like, how could he not see this coming? And why did it take him so long to find out? Are being asked. This is where things become fascinating, though. Mendeecees is coping with more than just emotional damage as he attempts to put his broken heart back together. A financial repercussion is looming like a shadow behind him. Perception is key in the reality TV industry, and Mendeecees' reputation is currently in ruins. Will their lucrative brand partnerships be impacted by this scandal? How about their sponsorships? In actuality, sponsors are beginning to reevaluate their relationships with the Harris family as more people begin to speak out. If your reputation suffers, your wallet may suffer as well. Not to be overlooked is Yandy. It is she who has been made public. And believe me when I say that her attempt to take back control once the truth was revealed is an embarrassing sight. Yandy is now making pathetic apologies and sad interviews in an attempt to preserve his reputation. But let's face it, people, nobody is buying it. Not when the proof was so plainly presented for everyone to see. Mendeecees has endured a lot, but Yandy is going to take an even more severe blow. The public's support for her is eroding more quickly than she can mitigate the harm. By now, Yandy should have realized that no amount of publicity can save him. No amount of publicity can save him. Her from the reality, people are beginning to doubt her devotion to her brand as a whole, not just to Mendeecees. Everyone is asking, what else is she concealing? It's possible that this romance is only the beginning. After all, Jasmine is currently in charge, and she hasn't finished yet. Some whispered sources claim that Jasmine is prepared to escalate this further. Yandy is the pawn in the game, which has only just begun. Let's examine the legal aspect more closely, though. Will Yandy face legal action from Mendeecees? Can he? This scandal is more than simply a personal betrayal, after all. Additionally, it's a public matter that may lead to further court drama. The issue of defamation comes up. Was Mendeecees' reputation sufficiently harmed by Yandy's acts for him to sue her? The public humiliation is more than just a smack on the wrist, after all. Could this develop into something more significant? Particularly considering the monetary stakes involved. These days, people communicate about more than simply their personal life. They are discussing their company's futures. And things will become ugly if Mendeecees chooses to take this to court. What about the inquiries conducted by the government? All right. I am aware that this is becoming a bit theatrical, but who can tell that this won't cause something larger? When the cameras aren't rolling, reality TV personalities are involved in money laundering, sponsorships that are being scrutinized, and covert investments, You have to wonder how deep this all really goes given all the rumors regarding Yandy's past. Is there anything else lurking in her closet that is just waiting to be revealed? Because this is only the beginning of what might become a book full of dubious transactions. The public response is still going strong in the meanwhile. Yandy is drowning, but Mendeecees is feeling the fire. An internet movement known as Yandy Exposed has already begun and is rapidly gaining traction. Fans are posting everything from disappointment to outrage on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Everybody has a viewpoint. While some continue to support her, many are abandoning the lady they believe to be the epitome of a devoted wife. This is more than just a betrayal. It's the public annihilation of a person's whole identity. Here's the worst part, though. Mendeecees isn't just wallowing in his sorrow. He's plotting his comeback. Oh no. Some of the most recent sources close to the family claim that Mendeecees will not allow this to be his last act. He's already planning what to do next. Additionally, rumors have suggested that he is considering solo endeavors outside of reality TV. Could he pursue a new career route as a result of this scandal? Or is it all just a last-ditch effort to escape the shadow of betrayal? Yandy is, however, having difficulty preserving her brand. Will she be able to recover? Will the lady who has constructed a whole persona on being a devoted and strong wife be able to weather the enormous storm that is gathering around her? I don't think this will be a simple solution, but only time will tell. Jasmine, what about her? Oh, don't assume she's finished. Jasmine continues to be in charge and is enjoying every second of it. She is prepared to continue playing this game now that she has the public's attention. The balance of power has changed. Now that she is in charge, Jasmine is ensuring that Yandy's world keeps burning down. More disclosures, more revenues, and perhaps even the formation of new coalitions are to be expected. When the scandal becomes worse, the public is on her side and she will not let it be wasted. Mendeecees finds himself at the center now. In addition to wanting justice, he also wants to keep his family safe. The problem is that the more he investigates something, the more repulsive it becomes. The issue still stands. Can their relationship withstand the ultimate betrayal? And will he ever be able to trust Yandy again after everything they've been through? Or is Mendeecees going to make the decision to leave and start over at last? Folks, there you have it. What began as an apparently ideal love tale has now devolved into an epic reality TV disaster. Yandy's entire world has fallen apart. Mendeecees is picking up Jasmine and the shattered pieces of his heart. She is, in fact, taking pleasure in every moment of this scandalous roller coaster. Here's the question, though. Will there ever be a chance to mend this relationship, or has it already been ruined? What comes next, then? Will Yandy obtain her long-desired redemption story? Or is her time as a reality TV queen coming to an end? Will Mendeecees make a stronger comeback than before this betrayal? Or will he have to pick up the pieces of what he believed to be the ideal life? Not to mention Jasmine, who is merely waiting for the next juicy information to be revealed while sitting on the throne. There is no doubt that this drama is far from over. It's just getting hotter. However, we would want to know what you think. In your opinion, should Mendeecees leave Yandy in light of this betrayal? Is it possible for them to rebuild? Is Jasmine merely the whistleblower in this arranged situation, or was her disclosure the height of retaliation? Please leave a remark below. We're just getting started, so let's analyze this drama from every perspective. For all the most recent updates, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you believe that this narrative is far from over. The drama doesn't end here, I assure you. There will be more surprising revelations soon, so you'll want to stay tuned for the next twist. To ensure you don't miss any updates, turn on those alerts. Who can predict what will happen next? You don't want to miss it, though. That much is certain. Remain dramatic, pay attention, and keep in mind that the truth is stranger than fiction when it comes to these reality TV personalities. Folks, see you at the next one.